Hello, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here this week. We have a special guest today who's going to be trying to put a little bit more money in your bank account. But that I mean, during the COVID period, there was a situation where businesses went down a little bit because people were not able to come to work and people were not coming out to the stores. So a lot of people lost a lot of money in the business. Now, I'm not going to talk about politics. This show's got nothing to do with politics. I'm bipartisan all the way around. I'm just trying to help out everybody out there to get them to know what's going on and where they can go reach out for some help. So today we have a special guest by the name of Tom Pratt. Tom Pratt will talk to you about how to get involved. They had the program called the PPP, where you can get some money back from the government if your business lost some money. But now that was during the Trump administration, and then that was in 2020. And then when Joe Biden became president, he changed the rules on the how to retrieve some of that money back. So there's been a lot of changes and made it a little bit more complex for the individuals out there. So we said to ourselves, where do we go? So now Tom Pratt will be able to talk to you about ERC. Tom Pratt, welcome to the show, buddy.
Well, thanks, Joe. I appreciate it very much. I wish I were where you are, in a little warmer place. I'm up in the foothills of the Rockies right now, about 9,000 feet up in the mountains.
Up in Colorado, it's 36 degrees there today, eh?
36 degrees, yeah, but it's sunny. We haven't had snow in a day or two, so it's been fine.
Are you a fan of, you like to ski? You ski a lot?
Well, I moved here too late. I was in my 30s, and I was at that time a little bit less financially sound. So by the time I skied and I got any good, I ran out of money each year, and so I never got very good at skiing. So I have not taken that up. So I do other things out here, but I mostly watch.
Well, you're a young guy. You got a lot going for yourself these days. Can you tell us a little bit about your ERC program? What does it entail?
Yeah.
What is it that you do for the people out there who need some help with this program?
Well, essentially, in a nutshell, what I do is try to help people get the word out, to people, business owners, and a lot of people like that really took a beating during COVID, and they lost a lot of money. And so the government came up with a couple of programs along the way. With Joe Biden in the beginning, with Donald Trump in the beginning in 2020, they set up the PPP program, which was a payroll protection program, which helped people get some funding to keep their employees and not lose it during COVID. Because the whole COVID thing had a lot of mandates, a lot of shutdowns, a lot of different things that affected their business models and affected their income. And so they put a program together for that, and along with it, a program called ERC, the Employee Retention Credit. And that was a program where they gave you money and refunded money back from your payroll taxes. Well, in 2020, you could only get $5,000 for that year for the ERC program. But in 2021, once Biden became president and they saw this COVID thing was going to continue on and go for a long period of time, they then extended it and changed the rules. So they made it so that for 2021, you can apply for this ERC employee retention credit, and you can get up to $7,000 per employee per quarter. So a business owner that was affected by COVID could potentially actually get back $21,000 for 2021 and $5,000 for 2020, making it a total of $26,000. But the unusual part of this is that the first program, the PPP program, was done through banks and the government, like their normal governmental programs are. With the ERC, you have to find this out yourself, and you have to do all the registering yourself with your own CPA perhaps, or some other financial person. And so there's lots of confusion. There's a lot of people that think they don't qualify. There's a lot of people that don't know what the timetable is. And so I'm with a company that does help people do this and help them get their money back that they really deserve.
Let me ask you a question. What kind of businesses are eligible for this type of program?
Well, anything that's not government. So it could be a restaurant, which restaurants were some of the most heavily affected businesses. It could be gymnasiums. It could be nonprofit organizations. It could be manufacturing. It could be anything that is not government related. And
If,
anyone who has W-2 employees that they took taxes.
if they already had a PPP already in place, are they still, can they still apply, or do they still qualify for the ERC?
That is a good question. And originally, both of these programs came out, you could only take one or the other. But again, when the rules changed in 2021, then you can take them both. And so many people are. Just that you can't double dip. You can't have taken the PPP and take that same money out of the ERC program. So the funds for the PPP will be discounted or taken away from the ERC funds. But you can do both. We have many, many businesses that are doing both.
Okay, how do you qualify?
Well, there's two main ways to qualify. You've had to have a reduction in income compared to 2019. In the beginning, it was substantial. You had to have a 50% decrease in income. And in 2021, they changed it to 20% decrease. Or you had to have a change in your business model in terms of having to do things differently to accommodate COVID. Like, for instance, the social distancing in restaurants. A lot of people had to get rid of many tables inside there because they were too close together based on what the government wanted. So they had to change that business model. So there's a number of different things, operational things, laying off people, having less people work for you than started before COVID. And there's a number of things that we go through, and we help you figure that out in terms of whether you do qualify or not.
Okay, what time period do you have? Does it cover?
Well, it covers, so in 2020, it covers in quarters, the second, third, and fourth quarter. And in 2021, it covers the first, second, and third quarter. So you have those 6 quarters it qualifies for. And the interesting thing about this program is that they're not just looking at the total for the year, they evaluate each quarter by itself. So you could have made money the second and fourth quarter, but had lost money the third quarter, and you would actually qualify for this.
Okay, now let's say if some business have closed or whatever, do they still qualify?
Yes, if they close, as long as they were operational at that point in time before or by February 15th, 2019 on, if they were in business, they will qualify for the amount of time they were in business.
Yeah, because a lot of folks out there, they're a little hesitant to make a move just because they don't know who to reach out to, or they don't know if they qualify. That's why we put the show on today on there, so that individuals out there can learn and see where is it that they can go for help, for guidance and direction. And that's what we have you on the show for today, Tom. We know that you're trying to do the right thing to get the people started. Now, a lot of individuals feel like, is this something that got to do with the government directly or indirectly? How does it work?
Well, it works so that you need to apply yourself for this ERC, basically. And what happens is that we have put together a program, and I'll just give you a little bit of background about the company I'm with. Bottom Line Concepts is the company that I'm with. And what we have done is, well, since 2009, we've been in the business of cost savings for businesses and working with the government, securing loans, et cetera. Well, when this ERC program came on board, we got involved with it as well, since we were already in that realm with many businesses. So what we do is, it's a pretty simple process on our end. If it's something that you would want to find out more about, I could send you a link, and you could look at the link and see all about the program. But to see if you qualify, we ask that you give us a call and spend 10 minutes on the phone with one of our expert advisors, because we know this inside and out. And they're going to let you know in 10 minutes whether your business qualifies.
Now, a lot of people probably want to know, well, how does this work? I mean, do we have to pay some kind of a commission to the agent involved? Or how does that work? If we don't get nothing, what happens? Do we have to pay money up front? How does it work? A lot of people are a little hesitant of doing things. People feel like sometimes there's a lot of scams out there. We want to make sure that we're dealing with the right people. They want to be comfortable. That's why I put you on the show, because I know you personally through a friend that I have, and I know that you're honest and you want to do the right thing for the people out there. Can you tell us why is it so important that they reach out to somebody like yourself?
Yeah, because you did mention it, Joe, and I think that's important. Since this program became available, a lot of pop-up companies just started out of nowhere.
Right.
People that weren't in this industry, and a lot of people are doing advertising on the radio, just trying to, hit the bushes and see what shakes out. And you're still working with the government. So you want to make sure that your I's are dotted, your T's are crossed, and make sure you don't do something that gets you audited, because you are refiling your taxes for those years. You're sending a 941 in that we are going to do for you, and we're on the line for that. And so in terms of us getting paid, we don't get paid anything until the business gets their refund.
Okay.
So it's all up front, and then we get a contingency back for putting it all together for them.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to make you jump through hoops to go through something that you're not going to qualify for, because it's too much time and money and just a big pain to do. So
Right.
we have it if it's something somebody would like to do. This is connected to businesses that are 5 employees up to 500 employees. So if you have that range of employees, you qualify. You get on a phone call with one of our advisors. They'll let you know right away if you qualify.
So,
If you do, there's certain documentation you get us, because we need that documentation, payroll stuff and things like that, your internal revenue, your IRS forms. We take all of that and we will calculate what you have coming back to you. We guarantee it to the penny, and then we'll let you know this is the amount of money you'll get back. And if you decide to use us, we file that for you. It'll take about us 2 weeks to put everything together from the time we get your documentation, but it'll take about 2 weeks, and then you will expect your refund 3 to 6 months later. And the way we have it worked out, because we filed so many, so far we've done 31,000 businesses in the last year and a half.
wow.
And right now they're on track to receive $4.5 billion in refunds.
Now, if somebody goes get into the program, they start with a program with an agent like yourself, they start looking into it, and then they want to know a month after the whole thing is already completed, they want to find out where they're at. Can they go on, is there a website they could go to find out what is the process, how long is it going to take, what level are they up to? Are they level A, B, C, or D, to when they're going to get the money? Some people say, gee, I want to get that money. I mean, I need it the sooner the better. Is there a way that they can find out where they're at? Can they call a certain number, or you look it up online?
Actually, they can come to me, and we have access. Bottom line has access to the Internal Revenue website,
Good.
so we can see the stage of where things are at
Okay, good. That's what I
all
want
along
to
the
know.
way, and report that back to you. Yes,
Yeah.
because we've just done so many processes with them. They've allowed us into their website, which is a nice thing to have along the way.
Sure.
So, going back to your question before, why choose a company like us? Well, a question I get asked all the time is, well, I'll just bring it to my CPA and let my CPA do it. And that's wonderful, except that if that's the case, why has he not brought this to you before now? Because most people are unaware of this. So if he could get educated, which he could if he's a CPA, and jump through all the hoops, it can probably get done. But this is what we do. This is really our main focus of business now. And we have done this, like I say, for thousands upon thousands of businesses.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
if somebody wants to know, they want to go to somebody who's an expert at it, who's doing it on a daily basis, not just once in a blue moon. You're doing it every day, so you're more savvy to it than anybody else out there. Some people just don't know where to start. Go to first base, or go to second base. They don't know where to go. But dealing with you, they're going to the direct to the source. We're going to give them the direction, the proper way, which you need an expert like yourself. And if somebody wants to reach you, where can they reach you?
Well, right now, I've screen. That is my email address. That is my personal business phone. So you can reach me there, and you can ask any questions. And you can even get on the phone and just say, hey, send me the link because I can send you the link to where you can get on and find out all about ERC. And then if you're feeling comfortable with that, you can actually schedule a 15-minute call. And usually the calls take about 10 minutes. So
Okay,
you can
good,
do
good.
that as well on your own. But I'll be there to answer any questions that you might have along the way, for sure.
Yeah, because a lot of our viewers out there, they're kind of like, wow, I didn't know about this type of program. I didn't even know they exist. Somebody heard about PPP, but they don't really look into it. But now that's over with the PPP is over. Now with the ERC, which is where you want to go to. So they can go for more information. They can go to erc.com and or they can go directly to your website that we just put up on the screen, and they can check it out. But calling you directly, I have a phone number. They can call you directly. By the way, any chance?
Yes, and I think Rick put it on the screen just a moment ago for my
Okay, this phone number.
that's my phone. That's the Colorado area code,
Okay.
and and so I think Joe. One last thing with this, again, whether you do business with us or not is not important. Although I'd love to have the business, but you want to be with someone who's going to protect you, and you don't want to be audited by the Internal Revenue because when you resubmit a filing, they're going to scrutinize that.
Right.
Well, in our 36,000 filings, we have not had one filing audited or disputed,
Well, you
and
know,
that's important.
it's so nice to have somebody like you, that can give all this information because there's a lot of individuals out there that are not doing it the right way, or they start and then they back off because they don't know how to complete a certain applications or whatever. But you're there to walk them through everything, to the step by step. You get all the questions up front. You get all the information needed. You double check everything. Make them feel like comfortable that they know they're going to be handled by a professional, not by an amateur who's just reading it online. You're doing it every day. So we're so glad. I'm very proud to have you on the show because this means a lot to our viewers out there, and we're having our viewers get on the right track after this terrible times with COVID. And losing business, losing employees, losing all kinds of money. I mean, this is a way to get back. I mean, money is given away to so many different countries out there. Let's keep it within our country, give it to our viewers out there who need some help.
That's the way I feel personally, because that money never should have been taken out of their pockets in the first place.
Exactly.
From my thinking.
Yeah.
And Joe, we've done people like the Boston Red Sox and the Miami Heat. We do Burger Kings, we do Popeyes, Domino's, Hewlett Jackson. We've done every size business, everything small or large. And recently, actually 2 weeks ago, we just became endorsed by Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. He's joined Bottom Line. He's going to bring our concepts to his businesses along the way.
Well, look, I
And so we feel pretty good about that.
I mean, the ERC has already given out more than $4.5 billion. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's no chump change.
No, it's not at all. So we want to try and help as many as possible. And there's a time limit. You have to file for 2020 by April 15th, 2024. And for 2021, April 15th, 2025. So there's not going to be endless. You have a time limit to get this done too.
Yeah, so you got a 4-year period to do a 4-year window, but I mean, the sooner the better. I mean, you don't want to let money, because programs may change, and things may happen. They may eliminate the program altogether. So the sooner the better.
They could. They brought this up out of nowhere. They can take it away out of nowhere. So you're right. You're right with that.
Yeah, so what other advice can you give our viewers out there? Because I know a lot of them probably have a million questions to ask, and we want to know, like, if you have somebody who has a business, could be an Asian, could be Hispanic, and they need some help, some guidance, how can they go to somebody who may need some help like that? Because those are businesses, there's a lot of businesses owned by different nationalities out there. Like I said, Asian, the Chinese, or the Korean, or the Filipinos, or the Latinos. They all want to get a little piece of the pie.
Well, I agree. And we don't have interpreters for everything because there's just too many languages, but we do have several. So if somebody, that language is an issue, we'll find someone that will be able to do the interpretation for them, for sure.
Si hablan español, quiero que estén viendo este programa. Ya vieron el teléfono de Tom Pratt, y el teléfono de que tiene de Colorado. You put that number up again at Rick. Ahí tienen el teléfono Tom Pratt y es el 720-297-7547. Llama a ese número y le dan más información para ayudarlo. Okay, Tom, I just put a little word there in Spanish for you. So
I saw that. I heard that. I can understand that much, Joe.
If somebody calls you in Spanish, tell them, okay, dame la información. Give me the information. They give you the phone number, and we'll make sure we get somebody back to them to help them out with the program.
Absolutely. And Joe, one last thing, I think an important thing I didn't mention, if I can. You have to have 5 full-time employees, but it can be a combination of part-time employees.
Okay.
So it's really the hours, not the people. So like restaurants who have a lot of part-time people, well, they would have you collect them together and they would have less full-time employees. But if you think you don't qualify because you've had a lot of part-time folks, well, you maybe do. And again, that's why I say it might be worth 10 minutes of anybody's time to find out if they do qualify.
So this is a limit from 5 to 500 employees, correct?
Correct.
That's good. That's good. That's good to know because a lot of individuals out there, most businesses, I mean, the people that probably will be calling probably be small businesses. But you say you've had baseball teams. I've been a sports team.
Yes.
I've applied for there. I've gotten reimbursed small businesses and all that. So I think it's a little bit for everybody out there. The thing is to make sure they make the right contact and get with the ERC program. The sooner the better.
You got that, Joe. I appreciate you having me on board here for sure.
Well, it's very important, Tom. I mean, my program is about, helping people out there. My thing is to get out there and reach out because I like to pay it forward, and so do yourself. You like to pay it forward. So we like to help people out there to get them on the right track. So if we find an avenue to help people, why not? This is a good avenue to help them out, get the refunds that are due to them. The money's there. It's waiting for them. All they got to do is apply for it, and the sooner they get it done, the sooner they get their monies.
That's exactly it. And like I said before, why should the government have your money? They already took from you. Get some of it back.
That's right.
And I think in our 31,000 businesses, the average refund is just under $10,000 per employee.
Wow, that's amazing.
So if you have 10 employees, you're going to get close to $100,000 back. Everything lined up and being correct.
Okay, and let's go back. If they already applied for PPP, that doesn't mean they can still apply again. There could be other business, other monies there due to them to the ERC. Is that correct?
That's correct. They just can't use the same dollars for both. That's all. But there are different animals, so to speak. There are different things in terms of how the government looks at it.
Yeah. Now you've been doing this for a while now, and so you're pretty well knowledgeable of what's out there for these people, the individuals out there. They need a little bit of help, and they need somebody to. Again, I want to say that we want to thank you so much, Tom, for being on the show because I know how important it is for our viewers out there, especially those who are suffering from the situation with the COVID situation. The business went down. Everything slowed down for everybody across. I don't think there was one business in the country that was making profit. I think everybody lost money. So I think this is the right timing to reach out to get to the ERC program on track.
Yeah, help people get back on their feet again a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Tom, I want to thank you so much for being on the show today to give us the information to our viewers. If you viewers out there, just remember that my show here, the Joe Cortez Show, is about helping individuals out there where they get you on the right track, help you get back on your feet because we all went through tough times. I know I went through that COVID situation. I got hit myself physically. I got hit with COVID real bad, and but I refused to take the full count. As you know, I'm a fighter. Tom, I'm a fighter, and I said I got to come back, and I made it back. But now I said I'm going to pay it forward and help people out there with the program with their ERC. And I'm glad that we brought you on the show, Tom Pratt. Thank you so much, and God bless you. And keep on doing what you're doing. We need people like you on this planet.
Joe, God bless you too. I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, my friend. You take care. Take care of yourself. Again. God bless you. We'll see you guys next week. Take care. Goodbye.